Alright, guys, this is day one of my series to 2100 ELO on chess.com. And I understand that this YouTube account has been dormant. However, I did reach 2000 ELO, so I really didn't have a purpose to continue. But I have a new passion for chess again, and we're going to try to take it to 2100. So let's get into our first game. We got a 2001 rated player. Alright, are we going to get the Jobava? We do. Alright. So, I mean, all these moves could just be pretty much blitzed out. Okay, so we place the early bishop. That means we play f3. Okay, we're going to get the pawn storm. And in this specific variation, I'm fairly versed in it. So he can either play h6 or h5. He plays the incorrect move. He's supposed to play h5. Okay. Seems like kind of like a wasted move. We're just going to go ahead and develop the knight, castle. All this I've seen at least 100 times. I know all the correct moves here. If he takes, we're going to take, but this is our main move. He comes here, we take. Okay, well, he does that. Okay. So I'm fairly certain taking there was a mistake because now we're going to get this push. And typically they'll take. I mean, I think he doesn't have to do it, but if he takes, then he's going to create a really bad weakness with this pawn, and I'm going to... Okay, let's see. So this move clearly stands out. If he takes, well then we can just take her here. Or if he takes, well, I mean, we'll give the check. But he has to be very careful now. He might move the queen here. But if he does... what should I do? Yeah. I think moving the queen here is probably his best move. And if I take... Okay, he plays that, which is interesting. Can't I not just play here? And then we're that pawn's hanging, everything's just falling. Okay. Kind of confused. Now we're setting up this. This queen needs to move here, I think. It goes there. I don't even understand that. That literally makes no sense because I'm just gonna come here. But is there a better move? Is taking here first? Go there. No. I think going here is probably my best bet because then I'm threatening a mate. Yeah. Okay, let's calculate. We have 8 minutes. So if I go here, he's gonna go there. No, I don't think there's a big need to calculate this position. We are threatening mate in 1. Just make sure I'm not hanging anything. Okay, so he really only has one escape square. Or I guess he could go here. But then I just check. Yeah. This is already... We're crushing right now. Okay. Here. I mean, that's really the only logical move I see. Okay. He goes there. Now we're threatening the mate in 1. I think that's unstoppable. I don't think he could defend it. Yeah. So if I go here, he takes. That's fine. Yeah, because it'll just be a checkmate. Am I missing anything? Right there. And that should just be GG. I literally don't see a move for him that he can do. literally not a single move. I don't know how 2000 rated players play like this. That's insane. We literally cooked them within the first 14 moves. Yeah, so even if it takes here, this is just checkmate. Yeah, it's pretty simple. There's no way to defend this square, which is the issue for him. Because, I mean, he could theoretically go here and then there. I guess he could do that. No, not even. Yeah. No. It's a forced mate here. Yeah. So he's just doing this for some reason. Yeah. He just resigns. Alright, let's go ahead and check out the game review. 96.7%. Literally perfect game. So yeah, you guys can see here, the Pawn Storm is just so powerful. And, you know, it does say h6 is the best move. However, logically speaking, for the 2000 rated player, this isn't the best move because it creates the hook with the knight and the pawn. So like in practical terms, it isn't the best move. For optimal play, yes, if you know exactly what you're doing. And you know, the Jabal of London isn't a common opening, so there's no way someone would memorize, you know, 15 moves of theory or something like that and have a deeper understanding. So they typically play h5, which negates the hook with g5. But anyway, yeah. So this move, I knew this move was a mistake because really he should be developing his pieces and getting this queen active so he could long castle. Because short castling in this position is awful, again, because of the hook, right? If, you know, if we set this position up, like I'm just, so let's go back, you know, he develops, I develop, he just goes there, I castle, and then he castles. You see, that's a mistake, because we have the hook. And, you know, he really doesn't have that many options. This is going to open up the center. You know, we're just going to push the pawns up, and it's GG from there. So, yeah, doing this was a wasted move. That's why it is a mistake. So we develop, I castle. Again, perfect play so far. I know I've seen this position 1,000 times. This was a mistake because he allowed g5 to be played. So that's why that's why I mentioned before, practically speaking, that's why you should never play h6. You should always play h5, so this move can't be played. But he allowed it, he goes back, and then I push again. And taking here would be a mistake, because this would just create an equal position. There's no serious threats, there's no inequalities on the board, and yeah, so that's why playing this is important, because it's a huge threat, right? You're threatening taking and coming in here, and checking again, picking up all these pawns. So he has to react, and he reacted very poorly, which was a mistake, and I capitalized on it. And he moved the queen out there, which I think was kind of bonkers. I think, what was his best move? Yeah, so I mean, I showed you it was E7, but I guess F6 is just as powerful as well. It defends everything here. Okay. And the rest of the game is pretty self-explanatory. Setting up the mate in 1. Obviously, you can't take because it would just be checkmate. And in this position, we have a forced mate in 8. And he just takes the pawn down here. And he gives up and just resigns. So all in all, we played as a 2,500 and a 96.7% accuracy. So overall, a great first game for this new series, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.